Welcome to At the Van Wezel. I'm Mary Bensel, your host, and I'm the Executive Director of the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall, and I have my friend, colleague, and employee, and just
co-host, whatever we are.
Extraordinaire, Julia Mays, our Marketing Director, with us as always. And I first have to apologize to everyone because I'm going to burst into a coughing fit. I've already got a cough drop in my hand. I went to Nashville this week, and it seems like every time I go on a plane, I catch something. And actually, I came down with this horrific cold. And so hopefully, folks, I'll make it through without
a coughing stint.
Yeah, but I tell you, I love Nashville. It was the first time I've been there.
Nashville also.
You've been there
Yep,
before.
several times.
And it's very relevant because this is a conference we do for booking, where all the agents come and all the theaters from across. This one is just the southern, the East Coast of the United States. And then in January, there's one for everybody in the United States. And then there's also one in the Hollywood area and Midwest. But anyway, this one was Nashville this year, and I really loved it. It's a gorgeous city.
I'm glad you got to go, because that is a great
Everything's very close. We got some time to spend.
And how about those Southern gentlemen?
Oh, the Southern gentlemen. There were lots of cowboys walking around, let me tell you. But, if you ever go, folks, there's lots of clubs they start playing country music in the airport. And then, of course, they also have the Tennessee Titans play there and the Country Music Hall of Fame, where we got a chance to see. And we have a lot of country artists to talk about today. So
those nice country gentlemen.
Those country gentlemen. So, we're going to be talking about some of these folks from Nashville. And I had a chance one night to go and see Vince Gill play. He was playing with a group every Monday in Nashville.
You told me about that. That's a kind of an interesting...
Yeah, he plays at a club called Third and Lindsley. And he plays with a group called the Time Jumpers. And, of course, he's only the real marquee name, but these are all amazing performers. But
he just kind of plays in the band, doesn't he?
He just doesn't want to be known as a star. So he's, and he was just great. And Ronnie Millsap played the next night, and the week before Keith Urban had been there, and it's an exciting city, folks.
It is.
But anyway, our next show, which we started with Diana Ross. But our official first show, for our fiscal year anyway, is So You Think You Can Dance, the tour of the winners. And that is on Sunday, October 27th. And I know you love this show, Jules. You follow
yes, I do follow it, yes. I think everybody should come to see it. It's phenomenal. It's a great show.
But a lot of tickets have been sold already.
Yes.
So if you want to come,
you better get them
left,
quick. So
and that's now. Sunday, October 27th. And that date is important, too, because our foundation, Van Wezel Foundation, which raises money for our education program, where we help over 25,000 kids come to the theater every year and have tons of education programs. But they're having a luncheon, and it's called Dance into Season, and that is Sunday, the October 27th. And
that sounds like fun, doesn't it?
It is. It's a brunch on the bay, and it's from 11:30 to 1:30. And you can buy tickets by calling the foundation at 366-5578. And what is very cool about this is a pet project of mine since I came here 6 years ago is we have this gorgeous bayfront property. And this would, we have, Friday Fest and things out there. But I thought, why don't we have a restaurant out there? So what we've been able to do is extend our restaurant at Madison's Bayside and have a Van Wezel Sunset Terrace. And the terrace will seat about 100 people. There's sun sails above. We're working with, Boar's Head is providing some fabulous things. We're going to have a fire pit out there and comfortable furniture. Madison's is providing the, we're going to have granite tabletops, and then we'll be able to have
beautiful and cocktails on the bay.
Cocktails on the bay and dinner on the bay.
Sunset to come.
And right now we're starting out for almost every performance the Van Wezel does. We'll have this outdoor feature. Now, obviously, if it rains, these are beautiful sun sails that are over the bayside, and the Van Wezel Foundation also contributed to this project, as well as Boar's Head and the Van Wezel, and we have a huge new landscaping part, which is being donated by Gray's Gardens. And I said that wrong. Grant's Gardens. I'm sorry. Grant's Gardens. Grey Gardens is a Broadway musical. I think that's where I went. But it's really going to be lovely, and so we already have events booked out there, and
won't brides be excited?
Brides will be excited because it's going to be fabulous, and for proms and things like that, and for diners. So right now it's just going to be limited to events that are booked. but we'll see where it goes from there.
Give us your opinions, everybody.
And I will say there will be a special contest coming out, and it will have something to do with a purple cow, but we're not going to say any more
don't
right
say any
now.
more.
So maybe in our next segment of At the Van Wezel, we'll take you through our new Sunset Terrace, which will be open for So You Think You Can Dance.
Yep.
So then after So You Think You Can Dance, here comes a show that Julia,
Dancing Queen.
she has it on her ringtone. Mamma Mia.
I was cheated by you, and I think you know when. So I made up my mind, it must come to an end. Look at me now, will I ever
Okay, get ready to boogie, guys.
Yeah, Mamma Mia, the best story I thought about Mamma Mia was when they opened the tour, I think it was out in an older theater in San Francisco. The audience at the encore were dancing so much that the balcony started shaking, and the fire marshal came and made the audience sit down because they were having so much fun.
Yeah.
The theater was shaking. But Mamma Mia has been here before. We only have 2 performances, and again, tickets are limited. So
I mean, you can't get enough of Mamma Mia, I don't think.
you can get
Great
tickets by
music.
coming to the box office,
Yeah.
online at www.
vanwezel.org,
or calling.
953-3368.
And then I also want to talk about in this segment an incredible country act that's coming up, and we're so excited
And what
about
are
it.
we calling this month?
Oh yes, it's Rocktober.
Rodtober.
Oh, I kind of got it.
You got it.
Rocktober. But it's because of Rodney Atkins. And Rodney Atkins is one of those great country stars. He's really like handsome, very handsome. I mean,
yes.
we don't give the women enough play, but you know,
But he's one of those country gentlemen.
oh my gosh. And some of his songs are, let's see, he was nominated for 2 CMA awards, 5 ACM awards. He was Best New Vocalist in 2006, and his #1 hits are If You Were Going Through Hell, Watching You, These Are My People, Take a Back Road. I mean,
That's a
don't you
lot.
love country music titles?
Oh,
Then we
yeah.
have
Real life.
2 more acts are on this bill. Frankie Ballard, who is described as a very gritty artist, very handsome also.
Yes.
And,
young.
his new song, Hell of a Life, and he won the Kenny Chesney Big Star competition. So, and then he says, another one of his songs, Tell Me You Get Lonely.
Oh.
And then also a new act is on this bill. It's Rose Falcon, If Love Had a Heart. And she said,
I've not heard of her.
a lot is about a broken heart. And she is an emerging artist, and Country Weekly picked her this year as a new artist.
Well, that's a
up-and-coming.
great reason to come.
So it's Rodney Atkins.
Rodney a 3-stage billing.
Yep, and it's also it's on November 1st, which is a Saturday night, I believe.
Friday night.
Friday night.
So kick off your Friday night on the kickoff of the month at the Van Wezel.
And then after that, we have another really great show. We have Celtic Thunder Mythology, which is coming November 15th. That's at 7 o'clock. They have a fabulous new show. And we have Tango Fire on November 16th at 8 o'clock. So anyway, that tango is very, very hot.
Yeah.
And we have a special guest coming up, a tasty treat. We're going to be talking about the Maria Oyster Bar.
Ooh, I like them.
We'll be back in a minute.
There's only one thing that beats a beautiful day on the water, and that's a safe day on the water. So before you leave the dock, be sure that you have all your required safety equipment on board. Each person must have a Coast Guard approved life vest, and they must be age and size appropriate. And don't forget to have a throwable flotation device as well. A fully charged fire extinguisher, a whistle or air horn, a visual distress signal like a flare gun or handheld flares, and be sure to check the expiration dates. And though not required, a VHF radio can be one of your most important pieces of equipment. Carelessness, inattention, and excessive alcohol consumption are the leading causes of boating accidents in the state of Florida. Pay close attention to your surroundings and all the signage. And finally, designate a sober driver. And don't forget, anybody born after January 1st of 1988 is required to take a safe boating course. All boaters are encouraged to do so as well. These basic tips can help you and other boaters enjoy your waterways safely. See you on the water.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. And as I told you before, we have a tasty treat in our next sponsor who is so wonderful to be a part of the Van Wezel family. And we have John Horne here from the Maria Oyster Bar. I love that restaurant.
Thank you so much. We have a great time there. We
The
really
food
do.
is fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you come up with the recipes? How do you get the...
We do it as a group. We call it R&D. So we'll go to a different restaurant, and it's a little bit different R&D.
So do you steal things from
That's
other people?
rob and duplicate.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
R&D is for us.
Not research and develop.
Absolutely not. Rob and duplicate. Just tweak it a little bit. And
Do you have your mother's red velvet cake on your...
I don't. She won't even give me the recipe yet.
Really?
She will not give it to me
You
yet.
would have some influence with your mother.
You would think so after, this many years with her,
Oh my
right?
gosh, because I read somewhere that your mother's red velvet cake you could die for.
I couldn't live without it.
Well, I thought I was going to tell you all to go out and get some red velvet cake, but obviously no good.
There's only one good red velvet cake.
Okay, well there you heard it from here first. So how many locations do you have? Because I know I've been at an Maria Oyster Bar, not on Maria Island.
Right. We have 3 locations in Bradenton. We have one just about a mile and a half north of here. So that's the
Perfect
convenience.
to eat before the show?
Absolutely. And we're also open late for after the show.
Oh, good.
There's not
I
many
didn't
restaurants
know
open
that.
after the show. So
See, I learned something every day
Good.
because
So-
we have a terrible time finding anything to do. We used to be able to go to the Pancake House, but they've
Right.
closed early, you know?
right.
It's like
Yeah, we stay open until midnight at the location
wonderful.
on 41. So-
Wonderful, and the fish is just fabulous there. And of course, I guess you have something for people that don't eat fish as
We
well,
do.
right?
One of our taglines is we're more than just oysters.
There
so
you go.
we have all different types of food.
That is great.
Yeah.
And so I would like to know, is there any special promotions you have, or should people go to your website?
We have a
or-
lot. We do something different every day. I mean, we have happy hour, but we have different specials. We do prime rib on Thursdays.
Ooh.
So we do something different every day. So the website has them all, and we change them up quite often. We
Well,
really
you
do.
know, and I just came back from Nashville, and I felt I had to have country food there, you know,
Absolutely.
and barbecue.
Ribs and
That's
barbecue.
why I feel a little like I've done something wrong if I order something other than fish in you know, a seafood restaurant.
We have people that just say, I can't believe you have such good ribs at a seafood place. We have
Wow.
great barbecue ribs.
That's
they just
amazing.
fall off the bone. Delicious.
Well, next time I'm there,
Try the ribs.
So tell me.
If you can't get grouper, right?
Oh, if I can't get grouper. I love grouper.
I do too.
You know, but you
Obviously.
are beyond being, you know, a restaurateur, you are a great philanthropist in our community. Tell me about some of the organizations you work with.
We're involved with quite a few organizations. The Pace Center for Girls is near and dear to our hearts. The Anna Maria Island Community Center, we've done a lot with them for 20 years. The Women's Resource Center in Manatee County. We've done with Pinnacle School for the autistic kids. That's near and dear to several of our members. So we just try to help out. We're very involved with education. So the Manatee Education Foundation, we fund
We
some
work with them
scholarships.
as well.
They're a phenomenal group of people.
We do about 25,000 kids through here, and Manatee is very near and dear to our hearts
Yeah.
because there's so many schools that need, you know, help because we provide free busing for the public schools and
Yeah.
things like that. But
And it's important to expose them to the arts.
It is.
I mean, they're not getting enough of the arts.
they're not because they take it out of the curriculum, and then if
Right.
you don't go when you're young, you're not going to go when you're
Right.
older.
You've got to get that appreciation early.
But I promised everyone that's sitting here that I would ask you about how you got involved with the Polk County Stockade when you were 5 years old. What
That
is
was my
about?
first restaurant job,
You
actually.
had a restaurant job and a stockade?
I was named for my grandfather. He was John Washington, and he was a stockade warden. And so I had
And they let a 5-year-old
I
in there?
had run of the place, and all the trustees and all
Oh
the
my
prisoners
gosh.
say, don't mess with little Jake. I mean, they did not want my grandfather upset.
Oh,
And
good.
so I can vividly remember at 5 years old standing up on the prep table, stirring cornbread
Oh my gosh.
up to about here with my arm.
Oh my gosh.
Because I couldn't even carry a spoon or turn it, so I used my arm to
So
stir
do you still
cornbread.
serve cornbread at
Absolutely.
the same recipe?
Probably is.
So at the Anna Maria Oyster Bar,
That's right,
maybe you better
secrets.
stay away from the
Yeah,
cornbread.
no shivs inside
There
of
you
that.
go. That's good to know.
Right.
That's good to know. But I think you have a phenomenal restaurant. I just love, and the service. You have wonderful people serving. How do you get waiters and waitresses
You know what?
to be like that?
That's our key is we have the greatest people in the world. We have people that have been with us for years and years. We take our crew on a longevity trip every year. We do something different. We've been to Rays games. We've been out on the booze cruises out of John's Pass to Disney and so forth. Anybody that's been with us 3
So
years or
really your
more,
partner, aren't they?
they are.
It's like with us, the ushers are, you
Yeah.
know, they're your first line that people
Absolutely.
see.
We call our hostesses the director of first impressions.
There you go,
because
that's very well
the first
said.
person that a guest is going to see or hear on the phone.
And I think I can tell this from your personality. You're just a great person at heart, and you have a wonderful wife. I read that in your bio, too.
She is a doll baby. I'm so lucky.
So it's a family affair out at Maria Oyster Bar. We at the Van Wezel say go down there and have some oysters or have some ribs, and please don't miss the cornbread. So we'll be back in just a minute with At the Van Wezel.
Did you know City of Sarasota drinking water is very safe? Tested every 2 hours. Delivered right to your house. Much more affordable than bottled water. Environmentally friendly. And it tastes good. City of Sarasota water. Safe, affordable, environmentally friendly.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. Don't you love going there for dinner?
Yes.
So after you have
And
dinner
cocktails
at Anna
and
Maria,
appetizers.
come on over and be with us.
Yeah.
Well, we have a show that we have some breaking news on, and depending on when this airs, folks, you may have heard about this already, but we have The Price is Right coming to the Van Wezel on Sunday, November 17th, so come on down and get your tickets, because this show has played all over Florida, and people have said it's phenomenal, because if you come, you have a chance to get in on the show, and you don't have to buy a ticket. You can stand in the lobby, but if you want to see the show, you really need to
Yeah,
get a
you
ticket.
really should
so
buy
I
a
would get a
ticket.
ticket. But anyway, the new host is going to be
Our own Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer.
And he is a really nice guy.
He really is.
And I mean, he's Sarasota's own because he, you know, he plays, you know, he lives here. He
and
plays
he's such a
here.
TV host anyway.
But
I
he was
mean,
here with Celebrity Autobiography.
Yeah.
He flew over to do that from London, and he's really a very sweet man. And you know, I'm sure he has some backstage stories he
yes.
can tell us. But
And he
he's
loves
gonna be
the arts.
host.
He really does love the arts.
Oh, he's done a lot.
Yeah.
And that is Sunday, November 17th, and they have great prizes, and you literally get to play Plinko and
I mean,
the
this
big
is literally
wheel.
the Price is Right live stage show.
Yep.
It's-
So, folks, get your tickets Sunday, November 17th. And next, we have one of the most prolific groups, America, coming to the Van Wezel. Would you like to perform some of their songs, Julia?
well, I was going to sing Ventura Highway, da da da, and you know one too.
Yes, a horse
I've been
with no
to
name.
the desert with
The horse with no name. And then, of
Boy.
course, Don't Cross the River, Lonely People, Sister Golden Hair. That's one of my favorites.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I mean, just the list goes on, doesn't it?
It does. And
Great
they've been
group.
around for a long time, and it's November 21st at 8 o'clock. And really, come out, because Julia and I will surely be somewhere in the theater singing. So we can promise
And
we'll get you a
we'll
seat
promise
away
you,
from us.
yes, we'll promise you not to sing if you just come out.
Yeah, people asked us to be quiet during Neil
Yes, they do.
Sedaka. I remember
Yeah.
that. And then we have another country artist, one of my favorite, a real heartthrob for me. And of course, he's a very established country artist, Clint Black.
And I just love his hat.
His hat, yes. And he is here on Friday, November 22nd at 8 o'clock. He has sold 20 million albums. You know, artists these days aren't going to be able to say that because everything is being downloaded and, you
I
know,
know.
but back in the day, you could say I sold 1 million albums, you know. But he sold 20 million albums, and we were laughing.
Because all the-
Clint likes the word time,
Yes,
doesn't he?
he does. Yes, he does.
Give me some of the titles.
Well, like Killing Time and Nothing
No
But...
Time to Kill.
No Time to Kill.
People want to get that, you
and,
know.
then, and then Nothing But the Taillights.
Which he left time out of that. And then
He
he
left
has
time out of that.
Spend My Time.
Yeah.
So his hits seem to resonate with the word time.
Yes, it does.
And he is doing his first new album in 7 years, and we're going to hear some of those new songs.
We're going to hear some of those new songs. So it's time for Clint Black.
It is time for Clint Black, and let me say, I have a Christmas album of Clint Black's that I just love. So maybe he'll sort of precede the season and sing one of those. And
that's on a Friday night, so come on, girls.
yeah, and then another country artist, which we tend to forget about, that he's a country artist.
Yes.
And of course, he has the song, Thank God I'm a Country Boy.
Yes.
And of course, John Denver, the famous John Denver, who tragically died in I think it was a glider crash. And I was so lucky to see him live in person. I was sitting in the front row in an arena in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. And he just, of course, he was a movie star. He had such personality. And out west, you would drive through the desert. And of course, he didn't write time into every song of his.
No.
You know, he had Annie's song. And Take Me Home Country Roads, Sunshine on My Shoulder.
But let's tell everybody real quick, just a little bit real quick about what this show is going to be. It's not just a tribute. There's not going to be a tribute John Denver there. John Denver is literally going to be singing on the stage, on the big screen, via the big screen, with his actual pieces from his band.
Yeah, members of his band.
Members from his band with their pieces.
We don't like to call
their
them
instruments,
pieces, but,
of course not.
Members of the band.
with their instruments. But it's going to be fabulous. I think you'd really need to come and see it.
And you know, he has so many hits. There will be one right after another.
Yeah.
And I am so excited about the show. So again, that is on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 o'clock. Something fabulous to do Thanksgiving weekend.
Absolutely.
And then we follow with Cirque Dreams Holidays. Cirque Dreams Holidays was here before. It is a phenomenal show. Of course,
Everybody
we all
loved
love
it.
Cirque shows, but
Yeah.
this puts the holiday twist. And it gets you really in the
And
mood.
it's almost like a Broadway production. It's got the costumes. It's beautiful.
So you've been shopping, folks.
Yep.
You've been to our Black Friday sale. Everything is going on. And then you come and see Cirque Dreams Holidays.
You
And
just
it's
get
for
in
the
the
whole
mood.
family. And you can buy tickets on vanwezel.org. 953-3368. Come to the box
You're getting
office.
so good at
And
this.
again, we want to mention this to you folks because I just got a letter from somebody. Make sure you're on our official website when you buy tickets because lots of people that do secondary websites that charge double, triple, 10 times the cost of the tickets.
They're actually making them look almost like our website.
And people think they're buying tickets from us.
Yeah.
And you want to buy them at face value. You don't want to buy them at
Exactly.
this inflated price.
vanwezel.org.
Whenever you're going to a website, make sure it says the official website
Right.
because I know all these web hosts are trying to do a great job. And then we have, I guess, our favorite show at the Van Wezel
I
because
love
it's been
this show.
14, 15 years in a row. Dave Koz and Friends. And who are some of his friends, Jules?
Well, Alita Adams is coming for the
I
first
love
time.
her.
She is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. One of my favorites, Kiko Matsui, whom, she's hot, she's fantastic. She does modern keyboard.
She's Japanese.
She's just wonderful. And then, of course, our favorite, Jonathan Butler.
from South Africa,
South
and
Africa.
his rendition of Little Drummer Boy, I mean, you're in tears afterwards. And then, of course, the phenomenal artist, Dave Koz,
Yes.
who is the most pleasant, great guy.
He's so gracious with
And
all
I always
his...
laugh because Dave Koz is Jewish. He does this Christmas tour every year, and in the middle of it, he gets everybody going, singing, you know, some Hanukkah songs and things like that. And I love Alita Adams, who you mentioned.
Yes.
She has a song, Get There If You Can.
If You Can.
And
Beautiful.
it's just stunning. And so those are some of the really exciting shows that we have here at the Van Wezel. And of course, we're going to have Defending the Caveman as our last show in November.
A little bit of humor there at the end.
I know, and this is a relationship show. This is a perfect show if you're on a date or bringing your husband, because it starts out with a video where they're going on a date and the husband's getting ready and the wife is trying on every dress in the closet. Like, you know, you and I have tried
Yeah.
on so many outfits before we came to at the Van Wezel show, right? But so the wife is trying on all these clothes, and then you pan to the husband, and he's in his laundry basket, and he's smelling his clothes to see which is the least offensive. And that sort of sums up, folks, the difference between the sexes. So this show is a
You
laugh
gotta
a minute.
come see it. I mean, it's a great,
Oh.
you know, grab your cocktails, take them inside, and you'll have a blast.
You'll have a blast.
You'll have a blast.
I mean, we always have a blast here.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with you very soon. We have everybody from Yanni to Michael McDonald and
we've got an
Bernadette Peters.
awesome
It's
season
an
this
incredible
year.
season, and we'll be
Yeah.
announcing some new shows as well. So we will be back with you next month at the Van Wezel.
So-